Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I am excited to go over my September chopping block declutter items for the month. I know I am a little late, but many of these items I've already been working on this month, so I thought I would share them with you. My thoughts on either why I feel that they need more love, I need to decide whether or not they're gonna stay or go, or they're close to me finishing them up. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep watching. I did record putting my face on today, so I will do a side by side for you. Which side it's on, I can't remember. So I will tell you what I used and each category of the chopping block items. So for primer, I used my Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. This one has only ever been an okay primer for me. I think it is almost done. So this is a gonna finish it up. Will I repurchase? Probably not. It's kind of crumbling out of the packaging, so I don't know if that is normal or just because I've had it for a while. So I'm gonna finish it. The other one that is in my chopping block that I probably will not finish is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. This is okay. It feels a little heavy on my skin when I apply it. I don't think that it mattifies. I do think that it smooths. Again, it's only okay. So I do have a bit of a dip going on in there, and I'm gonna keep working on that, and we'll decide in October whether this one stays or goes with continued use, which is my goal. And I will link as many things as I can in the description box. On my eyelids, I have the Wet n Wild Eyeshadow Primer. I'm not sure that this exists anymore. It's almost done anyway. It's never been a favorite of mine, only because it does not cover the discoloration on my eyes. I don't know if you'll be able to see it when I show my eyeshadow application, but I wore an eyeshadow that stained my eyes yesterday, and my eyelids were still stained, and that didn't cover that. So it kind of throws me. I prefer an eye primer that provides a little bit of coverage. So that's why if it is still available, I probably will not repurchase it, but I will for sure finish it this month. I feel confident. It is low. I grabbed a couple of eyeshadow palettes. I'll let you know which ones are going away first. As I've said before, I don't like to show on camera products that you can't get your hands on. That's a pet peeve of mine when I watch YouTube on my own. So this ColourPop quad, I do believe is retired. I tried to look it up online. I did not see it. This one is the Dare to Bear, and those are the colors. This palette is still in great shape, so I feel confident that I can find a home for it. Their quads are some of my favorite formulas. I highly recommend. I was going through and I have some of the Zodiac, like the Capricorn in Charge, the Head, is it Head Leo? I have a few of the quads and I really like them, so I highly recommend them, but because this one has retired, it's gonna go. Also, some of you will not be surprised, these are my Wet n Wild eyeshadows. This one is the Color Icon Go Commando. These warm coppery shades going on in there. And this one is the Lights Off. Here is the Lights Off palette. These are not my favorite formula by any means. I have used them, I can make them work, but I don't reach for them because the mattes are okay, the shimmers are not so wonderful. I feel like they are dry, they don't want to show up on my eye so well. I have better in my collection, so while they are inexpensive, they're just getting dusty in the drawer, so they're going. And I feel good about getting rid of those because I do have a more recent release from Wet n Wild that does make me happy, and that is this one, the Always Naked palette. I have seen this at Walmart. I know you can get it on Amazon, Wet n Wild's website. This one, it's a bummer that Wet n Wild can have a little bit of an inconsistent formula, but this is a great palette. This one does not disappoint me like the other ones do. Those are some creamier shimmers going on in there, which make me happy. I can work with these. These are all very nude shades. There's a really pretty white one in there that can really brighten up a look. But this palette, I believe, is less than $10. If you are looking for Wet n Wild, I have so many products from Wet n Wild that I love. This is the eyeshadow palette that I recommend, and they do have a more mauve toned version of it. I have a couple liquid eyeshadows that I'm going to be getting rid of. These are both from Boxycharm. This is the Beauty Shop, and this one is from Galactic. I don't care for either one of these shimmer shadows. They both creased horribly. They did not work out well. I think the matte on this one's okay, but not enough for me to hang on to. These are both going. Eyeshadows that I am working on this month. I don't think either one of them are going anywhere. This is a situation where I just want to give them love. Let me start with the Believe Beauty. This is the Nearly Nude palette. I had this on in a recent video. What video was this? In my last Will I Buy It? That was Wednesday. I had this palette on, and I always link everything in the description box. But this is the Nearly Nude palette from Believe Beauty. It is beautiful. It is basic. They do have other color variations, but these are $5, $5.50. The mattes are just very, very nice. I like the shimmers. Every time I wear this, I am very happy with the look that I have created. I liked almost everything that I tried from Believe Beauty. I love one of their cream blushes. I love the eyeshadow, the foundation. I'm gonna give this some love this month. And the other one is this Ace Beauté. This is the Floral Vintage palette, and this is what I have on my eyes today. Absolutely gorgeous colors going on here. What did I use in my look today? I used this Moss Rose, which is a really nice brown. I used that all over my crease. Then I went into Golden Orchid right here, and I put this all over my lid. And then because I couldn't help myself, I really wanted to play in that Marigold. So Marigold is on my inner corner. And then this Black Hyacinth, I used that as liner. I actually brought liquid liner in and then realized I didn't need it. So I used that, and then of course the Moss Rose I just put all underneath. This is a gorgeous palette. I did an orange and yellow look yesterday. I will post a picture of that. It was very bold, but I think what I took in that look was the Dandelion all over the lid, and then I took this Buttercup shade. So those were together. It was very, very fall, pumpkin-y. I really liked it. Ace Beauté, I just got a new, I think it was the Violet Sage in my Boxycharm video. I love the Ace Beauté works with Boxycharm because it's not a hugely expensive palette. I think it's $30, $32. Definitely under 40, but the formula is amazing. If you've not tried Ace Beauté, I highly recommend that you do. But this is gonna get some love this month because I have not reached for it as much as I would like to. I am finishing up my Wet n Wild Care Bear mascara this month. This set is still available. I made sure. It's, I believe, $10, and you get the eyelash curler, which has been sitting in here. I'm reaching over it more than my Tweezerman. I think it's the color. I think I'm drawn to the color, but it does the job, and I'm happy with it. This mascara is good. I don't know if it's Big Papa good, because I think that is an amazing mascara from Wet n Wild. But if you're looking for a set, I know that you can get this on Amazon for $10 or less. I'll make sure that I link it. So I will for sure finish this because it's worth using up. And on the bottom, I used my Ulta Lash Flash. Very much enjoying this. I found myself at Ulta yesterday telling the employee how she needed to try this because she had no mascara on the bottom lashes. We were discussing makeup, and she said that mascara always runs on her bottom. I'm like, you need to try the Ulta Lash Flash. I've had a couple people tell me to try the Tarte tubing, but why? Why would I when I have my L'Oreal Age Perfect waterproof that is tubing, and I have this Ulta Lash Flash? These are both around the $10 mark. I would rather do that than pay for the Thrive or pay for the Tarte tubing. I don't even have interest in trying it. happy with my bottom lash mascara. So that is great. On the face, I have two foundations that I have on the chopping block. The first one I am not wearing today. This one is the IT Celebration Foundation. This is a powder foundation that I have had probably too long. This is an expensive product. I don't know why I bought it, if somebody in the store recommended it to me, but I did. I had it on in my What's New in Makeup, and it looked nice under the lights, but it feels a little heavy on my face. It can look a little cakey. When I try to refresh it, I feel like it looks good for a short amount of time, which is kind of true for most of my powder foundations. I'm going to continue using it. I don't have high hopes for October this staying, but I am going to give it some love, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I will fall in love with it. I will say that I've been using my Sigma and Taylor Wynn collection brush. I'll see if I can link that, and it's kind of it's a powder brush. This one is from Hailey's Beauty, but it's more of a flat top powder brush, and I sort of tap it in, and that seems to be helping. So sometimes the brush does matter, and Sigma brushes are really, really nice. On my face today, I have this one from Bobbi Brown. This is the Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation SPF 15. This is full coverage, oil-free, shine control. I do like it. It is a little bit on the thicker side, which I think is why I don't reach for it. There's another one from Bobbi Brown that I like even more than this. It's the Skin Longwear Fluid Powder Foundation. That is also available at Sephora. It is much thinner than this. The only problem is it does not provide quite as much coverage. So I bought this one after that one, hoping that this one would give me the coverage that I wanted, but I pull back from it because it is on the thicker side. I am going to give it some love. I did buy it on sale, but I want to get some use out of it. Maybe I'll try mixing it with the other one. I'm finding that that seems to be the answer. If you have a foundation that is a little bit too thick, mix it with a thin one that you like, and hopefully you'll get the coverage and the long wear. And that's what I found last month when I ended up saving my Smashbox. So this one, I'm going to give it some love, and I like the way that my complexion looks right now. It looks very smooth. All of my spots were covered. I did take my time putting it on, building it up, because again, I don't want it to be too heavy. But this one, we shall see. For concealer, I pulled out my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Medium Sand. I actually have two colors of this. I have a deeper one and a lighter one, and I'm finding I don't love this concealer as much as everyone else does. It does provide full coverage, but I think it is a little bit drying. I have been applying my concealer very, very carefully with a flat brush, using as little as possible, using as little powder as possible. I mean, my under eyes have always been a dry mess, and maybe as I'm getting older and I'm getting more fine lines, it's becoming a struggle. But this is not my favorite concealer, so I want to give it some more love. I want to keep trying to use it, and then if I find that I don't love it, I'm gonna get rid of it. I also grabbed my Hailey's Beauty Rewind Concealer, and this was one, I actually bought these together. This is their foundation brush that was highly recommended. This was, they were having a sale, and I picked it up, and I do really like this. I use this in the filming room constantly, but I also picked up this concealer, and I don't find myself reaching for it. It's got a really neat applicator. I think what the problem is I got a little bit too deep of a shade. This is the shade that I got right here, and it's a little more skin tone. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this more as a no makeup. I'm gonna use this to spot conceal on those light coverage days. Now that I'm talking about that Bobbi Brown one that I really like, I may pull that out, and this could be a good complementary item to use to cover up my spots that need a little extra coverage. So we'll see about this one. I'm going to continue using it, but it is not cheap, and I need to discover whether or not it's worth having it in my overflowing concealer drawer. On my cheeks, I grabbed both of my Alleyoop stackers that I recently got from Boxycharm. The one that I have on today is the Sunkissed one. I chose that because I knew I was going to go more coppery on the eyes. I'm just feeling that fall copper brown kind of look. Here is the Sunkissed version, which is a cream bronzer, cream blush, and cream highlight. Also, I grabbed the Sassypants one, which is just, in my opinion, a cooler toned version. Here is the contour, the blush, and the highlight. The contour and the blush, or the bronzer and the blush on both of them are fine. The highlights I'm not impressed with. I hardly see them at all. Like, not even a glow from within. It does not. I don't see it. But I will put it on to, if I'm going to use these, I'm going to put it on and then I'll just set it with a powder highlight. But these are going to get some love. My concern, number one, I believe they're a little on the expensive side. I think they're around $38, but I'm wondering, I feel like I'm getting close to pan on these. So they might be not a huge value. I mean, I understand the benefit of maybe this is a good traveling companion. I get that, and I could see myself traveling with this. But we'll see what these look like in October, because I do not, what I'm going to be using a lot every week are going to be these. So I'm going to be going through these quite a bit. We shall see. To enhance that highlight, I grabbed the Wet n Wild loose highlighter, and this one is in, I believe it's called I'm So Lit. And this is just a nice golden highlighter that probably still isn't going anywhere, because it is, Wet n Wild does highlight really, really well, and it's going to take me 600 years to go through this. So maybe this is a situation where it just needs a little more love. So there you go, Wet n Wild. I'll give you some love. On the chopping block is this NYX Powder Bronzer. I did put this on today, and I'm just not in love with it. I'm going to wear it this month. This is in the shade Medium. It's not too warm, which I do appreciate, but I'm going to continue using this to see, does it need to stay or does it need to go? For powders, what I used today was this Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. This was a big love of mine. I remember even buying one for my sister when it was on sale. This is a good loose setting powder. This is what I have on today. This one is almost gone. I'm going to finish it. Would I repurchase it? Probably, but I have a drawer full of powders that I am trying to get through. The other one that I grabbed is this one from Beauty Bakery. This is their flower setting powder, and I like this. Sometimes when you're trying a lot of new things, you try it for a couple times and then you move on to the next thing. I'm going to give some focus to this powder. We shall see. I'm going to give it some love and keep you posted. For lip liner, I grabbed this LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liner. This is in the shade Cafe. I have used this quite a bit, but since I've discovered my Morphe, I'm really having a hard time reaching for any other lip liners. They're just easier to glide on my lips. They're long lasting. The color Sweet Tea is just everything for me. Makeup Talk when I'm going a little more pinky. This one is $2.99 while the Morphe is $5. I will use this up. I will not repurchase. It does the job. It's just a little tougher to get on the lips. I grabbed two lip products. The first one is this Smashbox, I believe it's the Always On lip color in Stepping Out. I have had this for a long time, but it is a gorgeous brownie pink shade that feels beautiful going on the lips, really lasts a long time, transfer proof. It's a gorgeous formula. I mean, is it worth paying full price? I'm not sure, but I got it on sale. This formula, hopefully it still exists. I will make sure that I post a picture. I'm pretty sure I checked everything. This one, I'm gonna give it some love before it is expired, because this is a very nice formula for lipstick. For a matte lipstick to just glide on so silky and then set and not transfer, it's very nice. And the other one that I'm wearing today is this NYX Lingerie Push-Up Long Lasting Lipstick. I never hear anybody talk about this. I think it came out quite a while ago, but I bought it and I love this formula from NYX. If you like the lip crayon type products, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna swatch it for you. The shade that I have is called Seduction. I would describe it as just a pretty brown nude. What I think is so special about it is that it glides on the lips, and then I was thinking about that Fenty gloss bomb that I really wanted to buy, her new ice formula. Now obviously this is not a gloss, this is a matte lipstick, but this has they call it a gentle plumping formula. When you put this on, you feel this very cool sensation on the lips. Maybe a slight tingle, but very, very slight. But I love the cooling feeling on my lips when I put this on. The feeling is just refreshing. My lips look smooth, they look plump, they look matte. They're gonna stay on. I mean, no transfer. I have eaten. This is one of the longest lasting bullet style lipsticks that I own. I love this. I'm gonna use it. The last thing that I have that I am for sure giving love to is my setting spray from Wet n Wild. This is the Fight Dirty. Look how little the amount is. This is amazing. I love this setting spray. It is refreshing. It is a natural finish. It doesn't mattify me, but it doesn't make me dewy. If anything, I just feel like it makes my skin look so much healthier when I put this on, for sure. It helps when I'm using a powder foundation or a more matte foundation. The mister is really nice. When this is gone, I will buy another, but looking forward to finishing that this month. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed already. I would love to have you join me. I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.